Hey guys, so for my first video I'm going to be kind of doing what I was talking about in the intro video, which hopefully you'll have seen by now. If not, check that out if you want. Got my S3 here and I'm recording on my iPhone 5. So what I'm going to talk about is I've been with Android for about 3 years, give or take by now, and love it, but I'm switching to iOS now, hopefully for quite a while. I've got an iPhone 5, I'm going to see how I get on with that. It's my first iPhone. Like I said, I've been on Android. Started off with an Xperia X8, got a Huawei Ascend G300, had an S3, an S4, Xperia Z. I think that was about it really. Yeah, and I've used a couple of other ones, but they're the ones I've had really. Haven't had any iPhones to date. I've used, obviously, the 3GS, 4S. My friends have some, but so I've used them. Never really my cup of tea. The screens were quite small, and I don't know, it just wasn't really my cup of tea to begin with. But I'm getting really bored of Android now after being on it for years, and I just wanted to see what iOS was like. I mean, I wanted to see what all the hype was about, because regardless of specs, people still buy Apple products in the millions. People queue outside like the stores for days and shit to get them. So what's all the hype about? So obviously I've had my iPhone now for about an hour and a half, and I quite like it. The screen is a lot smaller. It's obviously the 4-inch screen as opposed to the 4.7 of this and the 5 of the Xperia Z and the S4 that I had. The reason I still have this is because this is kind of my main phone. I got rid of the S4 to get money to get the iPhone 5, obviously. I will be selling this pretty soon, but I'm going to keep it for a little while longer. That's my case, by the way. It's awesome. Yeah, just saying, it's awesome. Anyway, yeah, so obviously the screen on this is a lot bigger. It's 0.7 of an inch, which doesn't really seem much, but it's probably about that much taller, about that much wider, I guess. Doesn't seem a lot, but when you're typing and doing stuff, you really do notice it straight away. I mean, don't get me wrong, the iPhone's nice, but that's the main thing I found. Colours on this one seem kind of more saturated and nicer, but that's not really relevant to stuff that's just phone, not operating system. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to do kind of regular vlogs about like the iPhone and differences I found and whether I like it or not. I mean, okay, if I actually get any views on this, there's probably going to be hate or whatever in the comments, or at least debate about iPhones are shit, Android shit, whatever. I'm pretty impartial. I like both. I mean, I'm not going to pick sides. It's literally just for anyone that's kind of in the same dilemma I was about whether or not to switch from switch to an iPhone from Android, because like spec wise, things like the S4, HTC One, Xperia, all that blow the iPhone out the water spec wise. But I'm kind of just wanting to see how important are specs and like that. So hopefully this will help anyone that was in the same dilemma I was a couple of days ago. I'm going to be focusing on specs aside, what's nicer to live with as a general phone, because I mean, yeah, I do IT at college and that, and I know my way around computers and phones, but I wouldn't use half the features that you get on like the Samsungs and stuff. I mean, the S4, the air gestures, all that shit is like, you can swipe your hand across the screen to move it, but you can just move it that much closer to the screen, touch the screen, and move it too, and it's better. What's the point? It's like a magic show. It's cool, but it's just going to drain your battery. There's no real use to it. So all the fancy features and specs aside, what's actually nicer to live with as a general phone for the people that don't like need the best phone ever, which is nicer, iPhone or Android. So I'm hopefully going to be getting that message across in my vlogs. I'm new to vlogging, so if I kind of go over the same things a lot or mumble or don't really know what I'm talking about, I'm sorry. I hopefully will get better at that. I'm sure we're at nearly 5 minutes on the video already. Anyway, so yeah, that's kind of what I want to do in my first one. I will be doing a speed test and general stuff between the S3, which I've got at the moment, and the iPhone, just because they're the only two phones I have at the moment, and spec wise they're kind of on par. Sorry. released kind of same date, one maybe a bit between, but yeah, spec wise they're quite close. So I'll do a test between those two, and I'll do kind of every couple of days or weekly vlogs of how I get on with the iPhone over the next month or so. Sorry, have a cold, but anyway, I'll leave it at that, and see you guys in my next video.